Fashion shows, events put together using ramps, catwalks and runways to showcase upcoming clothing and fashion accessories by various designers is a critical success factor in the fashion industry. On this episode, we engage with a young African who was unhappy about the absence of fashion shows in his city of residence and without prior experience of funds to lean on, promptly took steps to create one and made an instant success of it. Welcome, Adeshola Ademiloye, CEO, Organised Dynasty. Now, of all the things in the world, why a bridal fashion show?
Okay. Our aim is to create a platform for bridal designers to come to network, to meet new clients. What we do is to invite the clientele, and also the customer to come together and meet on our platform, and then from there they can do business together. So let's assume someone is getting married this year now.
Yeah.
Instead of you going down to Lagos to buy a wedding gown worth of 350,000 naira or 5 million naira or 1 million naira, you can get the same value in the city of Ibadan here. But sometimes you don't know where to go and how to get it. So what we do is to reach out to those designers, come on board. That we have these people that are getting married this year. You come on our platform, you meet them, you consult for them, and from there you can take them as your clients.
So the first thing that instigated that decision for you was to create a platform,
exactly, sir,
where you can bring buyers and sellers together.
Yes.
What other reasons instigated that?
The other reason is for us to grow the fashion industry in Ibadan.
To grow the fashion industry.
Yeah. And the other again is to give models the platform to also express themselves, because when it comes to fashion, you can't do it all alone as a designer. After seeing your design, you need a model that will showcase the design for you.
So you want to promote the fashion industry not only from the designer's perspective, but also the model's perspective.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, okay, I think for us that is a major thing we are doing.
So to create a platform for networking, and also to bring buyers and sellers together.
Yes, sir.
And also for the industry to grow and thrive.
Yes.
So you didn't have a background, professional exposure in the fashion industry.
Yes.
But when people started to talk about the gap, you felt, okay, why not it now?
Yes.
And because you're a man of faith, you decided, let me get into it.
Exactly.
See how it goes. So what were the steps you took?
Okay, I think the number one thing I did was to...
Or you just started to organize shows?
No, the first thing I did was to make my research. Because number one, if you are in Ibadan, you want to do such a thing, you have to first understand the industry here. So I started asking questions. Which
from
shows
who?
From designers.
Where?
In Ibadan, all around, the ones I meet. Which shows are in Ibadan? I said, okay, I know about this one. Okay, how are they faring? I went to one of them. I said, okay, I was able to know their standard. Okay, and I asked some people again, if you're a designer, if you're coming to a fashion show, what are you expecting? So I asked over 10 of them. I met a woman in Akobo. She was just lamenting. The last one I went to, I spent my money. So she was bitter. I did not get value for.
So you were collecting information about the experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Both positive and negative.
I went to Akobo. I went to different part of Ibadan. Ibadan is wide, so I went far away. So the reports I'm hearing from here is funny from what I'm hearing here. Yeah. But every one of them has something in common. You're not getting value for the money invested in fashion shows.
Did you explore to find out what their concept of value for money is?
Yes. Most of them want to make sales, want to make money. But I tell them, fashion shows are not only to make money. They're for two reasons. For you to network, and also, to make some sales. But if you can't make much sales and you're able to network with reliable clients
and showcase
your brand, is a win-win for you. I tell them, our fashion events, when you come, if you meet 10 clients...
No, we'll come to your interaction with them later on. We'll come to your interaction later on. I still want to know how you went about putting up the show.
The event, okay.
The event.
Okay.
You started by conducting your research, asking questions from practitioners.
Yeah.
Where else did you obtain information from?
Okay, I think I went online too. Like everybody say, Google is a friend. I went online to also read about the Ibadan industry, the Lagos market, the Paris market, because these are fashion markets. Fashion we call them markets. And the Milan market. So I went to read about them. And okay, from there I was able to get some level of wisdom. Okay, this is how it should be done, and this is how. So why are these people not getting value for the money they are investing into fashion shows? So I was able to get some little points, but yet, you know, we Nigerians, it's all about the money. If the money is not coming,
you obtain all those information about the Paris, Milan, Lagos fashion shows, and those body of information, you were able to compress them together. And then what happened thereafter?
Okay,
How did you now conceive of your own unique form of? Because yours is unique in the sense that it's a bridal fashion show.
Week, yeah.
And we felt, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah.
We know about fashion shows, we know about different fashion shows, but a bridal fashion show, okay. So, how did you now arrive at that unique form of fashion show?
Okay, when after my research, what I had to do next was to speak to designers that are doing bridals, the Ashoke vendors.
What made you feel it should be bridals and nothing else?
Okay, I just believe bridal is something unique, and it's a dream of every lady to be a bride. No matter what level they are, rich or poor, every young lady want to get married to the man of their dreams. Yeah. So number one, I saw, okay, if we are approaching this, we need the ladies.
And the bridal dress is the most important part.
Exactly,
of the
for them. It's very, very important for them.
For everybody.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, let me eat it from that angle. The ladies first. Then I said, okay, after the ladies, what else we have to engage? Designers, reach out to the designers, we spoke to them. But at that point where I just knew it was the right timing was because people were still complaining to me that we want this. I don't know if you can get that.
Was it because
margin.
You wanted to have a niche area that you created a bridal fashion?
Not really a niche. For us, first is a niche now, but not really because we wanted to create it. Because we believe Ibadan is long overdue for it.
For a fashion show.
Yes, for a bridal fashion week. We are long overdue
your
for it.
Your initial motivation was not to create a niche. It was just, okay, let's bring up the fashion, the bridal fashion industry in Ibadan.
Yes.
And then you found out now that it's a niche area.
Exactly.
And you're loving it.
Exactly.
Now, what are the variables that will determine a successful fashion show? From your finding?
Number one thing is organization. You have to be organized as a person and as a show producer. Scout for designers, and which we have already on our
scout for designers. That's one.
Number one. Number two, the model casting is very, very important.
Okay.
Number three, the campaign shoot awareness.
Campaign shoot.
Yes. And number four, publicity. Very, very important. Okay. Then number five is the show structure. Publicity, you want to engage people. What would they see? What are they coming to see in your fashion show? Okay. So try and educate the people. This is what you're coming to see. We'll be doing this, we'll be doing that. So publicity goes around, and then the main day, which is the event itself, organization.
You gave me a 5-step process.
Yes.
I know there will be
underneath.
Yeah. But let's take the major steps that you have highlighted. Scouting for designers who will exhibit, who will showcase.
Yeah.
How did you go about that? I gather Ibadan has thousands of tailors and designers.
This is what I do, and I'll be real with you, sir. I go on foot most of the time. Yep. If I want to cover Akobo, let me say from General Gas to Akobo now, you know what I do? I go on foot. Because almost every complex in Ibadan has a fashion designer and a makeup artist. Okay. So what I do is I go on foot.
So you do door to door?
Door to door. I approach them. I have their contacts. This is what I do.
How did you get the contacts?
I meet them one-on-one. This is what I do. I'm a show producer.
How did you get their contacts to begin with? Or you just hit
I don't know them. I just hit the road.
You just hit the road.
Yes.
You get a major street.
Major street. I cover it for a day or 2 days. Sometimes.
Isn't that crazy?
Sometimes I get back home. I'm not tired. I'm off.
You're completely knackered.
So I did that for more than 2 months.
Whoa. So you just pick on a major street.
Yes.
And then you begin to do door to door.
Door to door.
Door to door.
From my office.
So you had to do that. You slapped the streets of Ibadan.
Exactly.
Knocking door to door, and wherever you find designers, you were talking to them.
I just talk.
What kind of things were you telling them?
Coming up.
But if we don't get sponsors, we will still do the event.
The show will still go on.
It will still go on. And I tell them, why should the sponsor give you their money when you have not even done anything? okay, I tell them, this is who I am, this is what I do, and we're planning this fashion show, and this we would like you to come on board to do what we're doing. And there's some showcase, and some of them, because I know how they are thinking, because I've done my research earlier. I know they want to make sales. I tell them we'll be having a time for exhibition where you can make sales. So that interests most of them. Oh, fine, we'll make money.
So you incorporated that into
yes, my research to pull it
because your feasibility and research
exactly
had already shown you that
they want to make money.
Concern,
for them.
That is one concern for them. So you took care of their concern in packaging your event together.
Exactly, sir. So I tell them that, and then, but before I leave, I will make sure I get your card or your phone number and your IG contact. Because I know, like now, through that, we've been able to reach out to over 400 designers on our database now.
So when you talk to them, regardless of the feedback you get, whether it's negative or positive,
I make sure I get the contact. It's very, very important for
IG,
me.
Phone number, and store
even sometimes I'm working, you are closed. I have your phone number, and I call you. This is on the line, and I tell you this is what I do. Check our page, check what we have done in the past, and then
so it was more like a cold call.
Exactly.
Really, to begin with.
Exactly. Let me say it was a cold war.
I can imagine, but now it's paying off. I mean,
it's paying off now. Exactly.
So the brand was unknown.
Yes.
As at that time, I mean, by the Bridal Fashion Week, it was the maiden edition.
Yes.
So naturally, people are going to have some reservation. Where's this guy walking into my store?
Yeah.
What is he about?
Yeah.
So, how did you handle those kind of reactions and responses from people?
Yeah. When I meet them, and then the first thing they ask is, "Where is the office?" So I made sure I had an office then. So you can come down to my office, come and make your inquiries. I have an office, just come down. You meet someone there even if I'm not there. That's the first thing. Number two thing, people believe you're just coming to just take their money, because they will tell you that's how one guy came last 2 weeks, that they came. So people have different experiences, and you can't blame them. So
what were the other concerns they raised?
Other concerns was like, are you sure you'll be able to pull this up? Who are your sponsors? So people keep asking that question. Who is a sponsor? Well, we are working on this brand. If they come through,
and how
fine.
do you respond to those concerns?
I just tell them, that we are working on sponsors, which truly we are working on. But if we don't get sponsors, we will still do the event.
The show will still go on.
It will still go on. So, and I tell them, even if we don't have sponsors, why should the sponsor give you their money when you have not even done anything? Or when you can't even generate money from the event you are doing.
So you had that much faith in yourself.
Exactly. That confidence was there.
That confidence
was overconfidence.
Even though you didn't have the money yet, you didn't have a sponsor yet, you were still giving them assurances
we'll pull it up.
You will pull it off, regardless of whether you get a sponsor or not.
Yes.
And did that give them any form of assurances?
Some were watching. Let's see what it's going to do.
Okay.
I will give you an example, sir. One of them came to meet me after our last event and said, let me tell you, when you first came, all of us were thinking that leave him, he will soon be tired. Oh, fair, just leave him alone. And when we did our first two, I was like, wow, these guys are consistent.
He actually confessed to you.
Yeah, he confessed to me that. Because what happened was, one of our events, this guy was showcasing. So while he was showcasing, he was doing a live video on Instagram. Luckily for him, a guy was watching from Dubai. Guy was like, wow, this is wonderful. Where is this? He said, pardon. The guy said, oh, don't worry. Next year March, you are coming to showcase in Dubai.
Wow.
So that caught him off guard. He was like,
wow.
Like what he has is despising.
So, from your own show,
he got a link to Dubai.
He got a link.
Yes.
That he was not even expecting. He was not prepared for.
Yes.
And it was not just a link. It was a link to take him to Dubai for a fashion
to showcase.
Show.
So
because they liked his design so much.
Exactly. It was an African print design. Beautiful design.
So he must have been so excited.
So that caught him off guard. He was like, wow. He couldn't believe. He had to tell me that, please do a magazine. These are your testimonies. He told me.
So, but at the time you were moving around, it was just sheer faith that you had.
This same person, I called him 1 or 4 times. He wouldn't respond. Exactly.
This same guy.
Yes.
I bet if you call him now, if he misses your call,
I called him yesterday. I was like, okay, no worry, I'm in. Let's just see.
If he misses your call, he will call back.
He calls back.
Now, this is an inspiring and motivating thing. And these are the kind of things we like to showcase on this show, on this platform, to let people understand that even when it looks like there's nothing, just follow your guts.
Exactly.
And when it seems like nothing is forthcoming, just keep going,
Just
keep
keep on.
forging ahead, keep on firing from all cylinders.
Keep pushing, keep
It's
working.
never over until
It's
it is
over.
over.
Yeah.
And that for me, if there's nothing else we're taking away from this conversation today, that will just be a gem that will be worth its while in gold. Now, let's go on. When you were talking to all of these people,
Yeah.
and you were asking them to come for your show, and they were raising all of these objections, were there at any point that you felt so despondent and despaired that, do I really need this thing? Maybe I should just go back to my brand consulting.
Yeah, I think few times that happened.
Are you discouraged?
Yes, sometimes I feel discouraged because when you look at what they are putting in effort and it's not corresponding with the response you are getting from people, it's sometimes I don't really feel happy
You are
about
human.
it. Yeah, so I just feel tired.
So how did you handle the discouragement at the time? Because if you had allowed the discouragement to overwhelm you, we wouldn't be where you are now.
Exactly, sir.
How did you handle it?
I had to handle it because I've gone through some process of leadership training that has helped me. So I was more of operating from the leadership aspect.
So outside of your formal education,
yes,
you also went for
leadership
seminars
training,
and
yes,
workshops on leadership
yes.
training.
Some of them in churches, organizations. So I was able to understand.
So that had already fortified you even
Exactly,
before now.
exactly. So I was able to understand the four kind of people we have: the temperament,
Okay.
the sanguine, the melancholic, the choleric, and the phlegmatic.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to someone, I easily know your temperament and I know your strength
Wow.
and your weakness. So I know where you're coming from. So I know the question you will ask me, and I know I already have the already made answer for you.
Wow.
So that really helped
So you
me.
profile people.
Exactly.
When you're talking to them, you try to gauge their temperament type.
Exactly.
And once you're able to strike what kind of temperament they have,
I know where
you
you're
can
coming from.
preempt
Yeah.
their weaknesses and
Reactions,
strengths
yeah,
and their
yeah.
possible reactions.
Yes.
And that helps you to be prepared.
Yes, exactly.
So you really are caught off guard.
Yeah, you really.
Okay.
There's no time someone called, they did not tell me about this event. I overload you.
Okay, so now your leadership exposures and training, the principles that you've been trained in, which you've imbibed, helped you to rise up to the occasion.
Yes, sir.
What else would you say helped you to rise up to
Okay.
the occasion?
Self-discipline. I was more focused because I knew this is a major challenge. Number one, I was prayerful because if you want to take the land, you have to be prayerful also. So I was prayerful,
True.
and I'll be real with you. Yeah, I also see some of the symptoms. For every event we have done, someone must probably come to my office and steal my laptop.
You don't say.
Yes, twice now. 2 months of the event, my laptop is gone.
And do you have backup for those things?
No, most times no backup.
So then you have to start all over.
All over again. So, but now I'm also, I know that is just a number. It's spiritual.
Okay.
It's spiritual.
So you get yourself in the closet.
Yes, a lot.
As you slap in the street, you're also in the closet.
Exactly.
Fighting the battle from
Spirit to spirit.
physically and spiritually.
Yeah.
Which
It helped.
it helped.
It helped,
It's
yes.
a great thing.
Yeah.
So the fortitude that you have built over the years, from those exposures to leadership principles, personal discipline, and spiritual exercises, helped you to a great deal in neutralizing all of those discouragements that you encountered
Yes, sir.
along the way.
Yeah.
Now, the second stage, at least now you can say you were able to get some of those 40-something people that you contacted.
Yes.
You were able to get how many of them?
400 contacts.
Yeah, you got 400
designers.
contacts.
Yeah.
And how many of them came round eventually to showcase their...
We had 18 of them came
18
around.
of them,
Yes.
which is not a bad deal at all. It's not bad at all. Now, the second stage is scouting for the models, right?
Yes.
How did you go about that? Were there a ready pool of models in the city
No.
that you could tap into?
No.
So it's like you are creating the industry from scratch.
Exactly.
From scratch.
That's from scratch.
Because
Everything from scratch.
it's like a virgin forest.
Exactly.
And then you know how to create cocoa farm
Everything.
here,
Yeah.
lawn, green lawns, golf course,
Yeah.
the city center, the market. You've just created a whole city from scratch.
Exactly.
So how did you go about putting the models together?
Okay.
How did you scout for them?
Okay, I think for the models, what I did was very simple. I told you before I was into photography. From then I've been having advances that for some young models I want to go into modeling. So I was able to get 1 or 2 of them. So I started up a free training for them, which I was doing, and less people responded. So I started to charge for it. Okay, come for our training, then these are how much you're paying. When young people pay money for something,
you put value on it.
Yeah, they put value on it. They tend to come.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then from there we were training a lot of young models that have interest. Some I go to the mall, I see them. Oh, you have good height.
Who was training them?
I'm the one.
You were alone?
Yes, I was the one training them.
Who trained you?
Nobody trained me, but I learned on online.
Where online?
YouTube is there, Google is there for you. Anything you need there, you just go there.
So you self-trained yourself on how to tutor models?
Yes.
When you've never modeled yourself?
Yes.
You scouted for them, put them together, trained them for the event, since you were not going to be able to afford the top models that you could bring into the city.
Exactly.
So you saved cost from that way, and you also made money on the side. It may not be much.
Not really much, but at least something to keep the company running, and then we were able to
pay the token
for
the training.
For the training.
So you were able to establish a stream of income even from there, which you are still replicating up till now, because long after the events you are still training models now,
of models,
which is a stream of income that can tie you over in between events. After training the models, did you have to introduce them to the designers whose works they will showcase? Or
yes, what we do is after the training we get their measurements, their statistics, then we send it to the designers. Designers make the clothes, and then they come for fitting. So that's when they get to meet. So they meet on the platform, do the fitting, make sure the clothes are are good for the models. So then any issues, they were able to fix everything perfectly well before the day of the show.
Before the day of the show.
Yes. So that was how we were able to work with them.
Require all of them to gather at a place, or you go to their various stores?
Yes, what we do is where we are using for the event, we maybe like a week to the event, we tell them, please, we're having a fitting session.
Okay, like
from morning to night.
Dress rehearsal.
Dress rehearsal. So they just come, the designers bring their designs, and then the models wear them, and then what's their fit.
So for a whole day, everybody is fitting correcting and perfecting.
Yes.
And then they all go back.
They'll go back home. Yes.
All right.
So during the day during the fashion event,
before we get to the fashion event, the third stage is what?
This casting for designers, models, and also I think organization. I put in place organization
is for the day.
For the day,
you talked about publicity.
For publicity, yes, publicity.
How do you go about publicizing a fashion event?
Okay, and what I did was we have a team of social media influencers that are very, very vibrant on social media. And when I tell them we are having this event, support us. Some came through, some said we can't pay us.
They
have to pay. If you can't pay us, no. So,
but that's life.
That's life.
But don't be afraid of asking.
Exactly.
That's the secret.
Exactly.
Keep knocking, keep asking. You're gonna get no. For every no you get, you say next.
Yeah.
That's how you encourage yourself.
Yes, sir.
So when I knock on your door and I put my proposal across to you, I will ask, I will cajole, I will seduce, I will persuade, I will threaten, intimidate if necessary. But if after trying all I need to try, it doesn't work, I'll congratulate you and move on joyfully to the next person. Because there's always a next person.
There's always a next person.
There's always a next person.
Always,
There are 7 billion people in the universe.
That can say yes.
So why don't I move on to the next person, which is what you did. So at the end of the day, you were able to get some of them into
your kitchen. We get some of them.
Who were able to do it for you pro bono.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic.
And then some
in exchange for
value. Sometimes some of them need what I want. They need what I have. So probably I want to do some maybe design graphic. I just do it for them, more like a way to also.
So you were paying back not with monetary currency,
but in value,
but with services, that could also be valuable for their own business and their endeavors. So one has to be creative in going about these things.
So we're able to do that, and also.
So was it just social media influencers alone that you
social media, and we did some flyers, printing. For every event we do, we make nothing less than 10,000 flyers.
Whoa.
Yes.
10,000
flyers.
Hard copy.
Coming up.
When it comes to fashion shows, you can't just pick any other venue. There are some venues structured for fashion shows. Ibadan is big, and if you want to capture every let me say every populated area, you have to go there with something they can see, offline, online, and when they wake up, they can think, okay, this person,
So
I've seen this person
them online
from
and
all
offline.
angle. So what I will with those flyers is I tell the team we are only expecting the 10% of it. So it's more like we watching the ground, because number one, Ibadan, everybody in Ibadan is fashion inclined because we all wear clothes. So it's meant for you. Number two is, why do you have to come? And then number three is, once you see our flyers, we are number one, our brand is being inputted in you that, okay, what are they doing? This is a brand. Okay, I can be part of this. Oh, I don't like this. I'm not a fashion person. I'm not a fashion show person. So from there, we're able to select our own people. So what we did was that we did that with a lot of schools, areas in Ibadan. We went there, gave out flyers. That same technique we used during, what's it called? Scouting for designers. It came to play again.
Door to door.
Door to door. We have to do it complex to complex. We are doing this, we are doing that. Luckily for us, we were able to get a radio partner then. Is it a partner? We paid though. We paid some little amount then. They did some ad for us on radio.
But it was heavily discounted.
Heavily discounted. Some were listening to the advert on radio. So when they saw a flyer, they go, oh, I've been hearing about you guys on
So you were attacking them
from
with
every angle.
Offline, online, traditional media.
Yeah, so we were doing that back to back. Even on social media, we were always posting.
Bridal fashion show.
But if we are it was a noise. We have to make noise about
and now
it.
your flyers that you distributed. How did you go about it? Did you map the city,
Yes.
or you zone the city?
Let me say,
you were just doing that haphazardly.
No. We mapped the city. We look for areas that had a lot of traffic.
Okay.
Ring Road, UI, Lit City. So we're able to map Police, Sango. So then we're able to we went there and gave out our flyers in those areas, because we believe people passing by. Yes, just gave them, and then from there
randomly. You look at them
randomly.
Okay.
Randomly, but I have a guy in my team. He will tell me, I can't just give you my flyer. if you don't look like it, he won't give it to you. Because our flyers too is well printed and branded.
Again, your background in
Yes.
graphics design
Came
and
to
branding
play.
came to play.
Yeah. So the guy will say, this is too beautiful for me to waste. Because I tell the team, if you are giving out this flyer, you are giving out probably like 10 naira or 5 naira for someone.
Yeah.
So we can't afford to waste it. So if that person is not looking like it, please you don't have to.
So that we don't waste money.
So we don't waste money.
So you don't want to just spread your seed and waste.
No. We make sure we get the right people. We go to schools. We see the fashion inclined students. We give it to you. Come.
So what else did you do for
it.
publicity?
What again? I think those are our major strengths.
Those are the three major.
Yeah, three major.
That you could afford.
Yes, that we could afford at the moment. And then yes.
So you were not deterred by the fact that you didn't have the funds to really bombard the city.
No.
But you were able to bombard the city
with the little we have
online. Publicity, doing well, that must have now energized you. That it seems I'm going to pull this thing off after all.
Yes.
And then what next?
Yeah. Okay. After publicity, it was now for the due day.
Okay.
Because you have made a whole noise. People
expectations have been raised.
It has been raised. It's high. So you can't afford to
and
come.
Payments have been made.
Yeah, exactly.
By designers,
and you can't afford to come and do something substandard.
Yeah.
Because they have seen some on TV, so they already have, okay, at least if it's not up to this, it should be up to this. They can
set a benchmark.
A benchmark. So what we did was, I tell the guys, the next thing for us now is to brand the venue. So when you come, you have to be wow.
So you decided you were going to make a bomb impression. Right from the moment people step into the arena.
Exactly. Our red carpet was massive. Was very, very massive. More like, it's bigger than a billboard. A billboard is 10 by 20. It's bigger than that. So when you're coming, you can see clearly that something is going on here.
So you were not shy.
No.
About your branding, you just wanted to kill it like.
It was intentional. So after that, then the hall rebranded very, very well, because again, when it comes to fashion shows, you can't just pick any other venue. There are some venues structured for fashion shows. most venues in Ibadan were built for events.
For events, social events.
Social events.
Like Owambe.
Not for fashion shows.
Yeah.
So for us to even get one,
That you could modify.
it was a lot of work. That's a different story on its own.
That was another huge challenge
exactly.
of exploration. Yeah. Specifically,
Events.
what else did you do besides your red carpet that was...
We had a color team, which was all white.
Okay, so you had a color team.
Color team. It was beautiful, and then the decoration was not something big like a wedding. No, just put some little details that people will appreciate. And then when people came on board, they were like, "Wow, this place is beautiful." People were just like, "Wow," and everything just. And then I told the music, okay, to create the environment, the ceremony. I told this kind of music we want, not just any. We'll get to that later. So we were able to beautify the hall. Not with something much, not something big, but just something little.
Yeah.
To just spice.
How did you set the runway?
Oh, the runway was a 12, a 6
Who
feet.
helped you to construct the runway?
I did that.
You designed that.
I designed that myself.
And you went online. I want to reckon also to.
No, okay, yeah. Well,
ideas.
online I saw some ideas, but I already knew what I wanted because I knew it was a wedding, a bridal fashion week, a fashion show, and then we have a lot of bridal designs. So we can't afford to do small runways. We need somewhere spacious.
Because the clothes are
it's clothes.
largely flowing.
Like a designer brought something, I can tell you, it's one that maybe from here to that place, a wedding gown, and it was just flowing on the runway.
That's what wedding gowns are meant to
Exactly, the glamour, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So I knew we can't afford to do something. The runway has to be standard. So even though it was even a bare floor we used, but it was polished. It was, if you see the video, you can't believe it's a bare floor. Pure white.
Pure white.
Pure white. When I mean pure white,
And it was large enough.
it was large enough. The expression was there.
So you set out to create a very bold impression.
Yes.
And you were not going to consider costs at that point.
No.
Even though the funds wasn't there, you still went ahead to say, look, we've got to blast. At this point, we can't afford to be shy, we can't afford to be prudent, and we can't afford to say we want to incrementally grow.
No.
We just got to splash it, we've got to get it right
That's
now or
standard.
never.
Yeah.
You know, and until you get to that point where you tell yourself, I got to get it right now or never.
Or never.
They are not ready to succeed most times. So what else did you have to do?
Okay, what I did again was to look for some friends in the industry that are also influencers, some radio OAPs, TV OAPs, to invite them.
So you leveraged on personal relationships.
Exactly. We had over let me say about 50 of them we sent invite to come and be a part of this. Just come and see what's going on in the city of Ibadan. It's Ibadan Bridal Fashion Week. So just come have a great time. So we were able to do that, and then most of them came and they were happy with what they saw. Oh, this is beautiful. I never knew such thing was in Ibadan. So I used to.
And I guess they posted on social media, and they went back to their radio stations to give you reviews.
Exactly.
Which must have been free.
Yeah, so some make mention. Some were like, oh, I can't talk much about it. So we were able to just do some of those things, and then they came around. They love what is. And even some of them were saying that the next one they would love to model.
Oh, really?
Yes, one is now is a top.
Their interest was that ignited.
There's one now is a
Wow.
top is a top comedian in the city. Is a top comedian. I said, okay, I'm working the next event because what he saw then was just wonderful.
It was wow.
Was
spirit
great.
was born.
Exactly.
I am interested in how you managed the logistics, because as someone who has been involved with the events organization myself, I know the challenges of logistics.
Yeah.
You made it seem easy peasy. Like,
It's not easy.
I just called the models, I just trained them, I just deployed them. The day of the fitting, I just brought the
God, it's
designers
not
and
easy.
everybody was fitting their clothing.
Yeah.
The day of the event, you're going to call some models and they will not pick their calls.
My mommy said.
Or some will pick and say, mommy said I can't come.
I can't go out.
Or, oh, I'm sorry, I have a headache.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, my shoes broke down.
Yeah.
Those things will happen. Or some will even come to the venue and refuse to be dressed in.
Yeah.
And there'll be fights, there'll be quarrels, there'll be squabbles, there'll be disagreements, there'll be a lot of fisticuffs, not necessarily degenerating into violence, but there'll be a lot of disagreements, reactions, and emotions will be high.
Yeah.
How did you manage all of those colorations of emotions?
Okay, like I said, we have a team. And what I did was to assign roles to everybody.
Oh, really?
So I did that. I told them, this is what you are doing. It may be your first time, but I told you this is what you expect and this is what they're going to do. People will ask you this question, this is your answer. So I was able to educate every one of them individually. I spoke to them one-on-one. You do this, you do that. You logistics, your role is not on the day of the event. It's like a week to the event. You have to be more prepared. You for the master class, you have to be on point on that. So I was able to give roles to every individual.
So you created an organization
Yes.
to achieve the common goal of showcasing those fashion creativities. Now, have you ever managed, a project of that magnitude before?
No.
So where did you get those skills and know-how and abilities from?
I think this is where I would have to probably thank and appreciate my mentor. He's also my pastor. Sometimes when we're in church, those little responsibilities we are given to do, it seems like probably they're disturbing you, or probably it's like that is not really important.
So your volunteer work in church
helped me a lot.
Had also built and prepared you for
that. Was what really made me. I'll be real. It helped me because
nobody was born with it.
No.
You may have some personality strength. You may have some temperament strength. You may have some knowledge and some other forms of capabilities or emotional intelligence, but something still needs to lead it out of you.
Yeah.
And you, on your first outing, like for the bridal show, and performing so well, because we monitored your activity. When you started to blast and all of that, I was one of the people who said, this one in Ibadan. Okay, let's see what they're going to do. And we sent out our spies to really look out for what happened. And they brought back very positive reports. And thereafter, we still said, let's give him some time. Let's watch what is going to happen after the show. And then we were monitoring what you were doing thereafter, and we saw that, okay, you've stayed the course.
Yeah.
And that's why at our last production conference, we decided time is right for us to invite you onto the program so that other young people around will see what you are doing, and they will be encouraged, hopefully, to also step out of their comfort zone. Yes, everybody has a vision. Yes, everybody has an idea. Everybody has a burden about something. Everybody has a conviction about certain things, that this is going to fetch me money, this is going to impact the society. But what most people lack is the courage to step out of their comfort zone. Is the faith, the self-belief that will cure their self-doubt, to step out of their comfort zone and say, let's see how it goes. And that's why we said, okay, let's bring you on board and see if we can hear your story. Perhaps there will be nuggets of motivation that we can extract from your story and your experience. Now, your volunteer activities in civic operations like your church and other places has come handy now, and it's working for you. So, and I bet you want to volunteer more in church because you realize that it's going to build you up more. So life is about you being built up. And if you are given something that is not even going to profit you monetary wise, see it as an opportunity to build yourself up. It's all about building yourself up so that when the real deal shows up, what you have on your inside, what you have built up over time, will just rise up to respond to that, whatever it is that big deal is bringing for you. And I think that's a motivational lesson for myself and a lot of other people out there.
Coming up.
Now, what are the streams of income in a fashion show? Because this is a business program. You've done all of these things now. Have you stopped exposing yourself to education about fashion events organization?
No. I still try to learn more day by day, because I know we have not really gotten to where we are planning to be. So what I do now is just to watch the bigger industries, how they do things.
You watch them closely.
I watch them closely. I follow almost every fashion week. Paris Fashion Week just finished some months ago. Last month, Milan. I'm always on tap on what they are doing.
So besides you utilizing technology to gain education, to expose yourself, since you didn't have the funds yet to take yourself to those events to understudy them. You are using technology, so there's always an alternative.
Exactly.
If we think creatively, you don't have to keep crying that I don't have money to go for training.
No.
I don't have money to go to this place. You can leverage on technology, which is what you have done. Television, your mobile phone, YouTube, and other social media platforms. Besides that, don't you think you need a face-to-face mentoring?
Yes. I do. That was okay. Like the last event, we brought a guest from Lagos. He's the producer of GT Fashion Week. We had to pay through through our blood. He did not charge us just for his accommodation, because this is the guy that he runs a fashion show in UK. He produced GT Fashion Week, and he produced his own events in Lagos too. So what we wanted to do is, okay, we have done all this work. Let's get someone from the big market that will know something is happening here in Ibadan. So we reached out to him, and he was open. Oh, good, fine. And he came for the event. We lodged him for 2 days in one of the best hotels in Ibadan, because that kind of person can't just say you don't have money yet. No.
Even your brand reputation is
exactly. So we have to sort that out, and
you broke your bank.
We broke the bank, and then from there I felt it was someone I wanted to be more like someone I want to become. Because he's just too professional, he's good, we bear the same name, and he's just straightforward when it comes to event production. So I approached him for mentorship, said, okay, no problem. But the challenge is he's always busy too. But I try to learn from him from afar. I benchmark. Anything he's doing, I follow suit. So I make sure I benchmark on whatever they are doing.
You have the means of physically being around him.
So
it's a good thing that you've been able to identify that you need mentorship, you need role modelship, and it doesn't have to be somebody that you can access easily or quickly or cheaply. It just means there must be some form of
connection,
soul connection, and physical connection can follow suit, and from there mental connection can follow suit, and that way you can mop up and soak up until you begin to grow large and large and large and large and large, you know. So you have recognized that, and obviously you've started. Although I must also chip in with your kind liberty that it's never enough. You know, the more the merrier, you know, as long as you know how to manage the relationship. Now, what are the streams of income in a fashion show? Because this is a business program. You've done this very noble and noble thing. We applaud you for it, which you have done for the city of Ibadan. Ibadan, we thank you for that.
Okay.
But how do you make money from all of these activities?
Okay. And
we know that your own experience, there were a lot of teething issues financial-wise. Because you just started, and also because of the terrain. You know, you are breaking ground. You are breaking virgin ground. So people might not latch onto it quickly. In fact, yours has been a success by our own calculation, considering the response you got thereafter. But an ideal fashion event, what are the revenue streams?
Okay, an ideal fashion event, let me say the main thing is sponsors. Why? Because fashion events have a lot of traffic. And sponsors, we always want to leverage on that. So sponsors pour in enough resources, not for them to make money back, but for them to make their brand visible to the people.
So sponsorship is a major revenue stream.
Is a major one.
What are the other ones? Because we are interested in making money on this show.
Let me say a partnership too. Some brand comes in as partners.
They're co-sponsors? Just partners?
Partners. Some partners.
Okay, what would they be doing as partners?
Okay, partners will be value. Like a brand can say, okay, I'm into the detergent. I'm giving half out for everybody, and then they can give you more than enough.
So they can give out products
per partnership or sponsorship, depending on what the products are worth.
And some airlines can say, okay, we're going to fly in.
All your guests coming in, we can sort out like fashion shows. Airline sponsors them a lot
Yeah.
because they have it helps them. It's more like a tourism stuff for them. So we have a lot of airline that also
hotels, the hospitality industry, because the lifestyle entrepreneurship thing. It's a lifestyle entrepreneurship thing.
Yeah. So I think the other one is probably now maybe the little.
What about the designers who come to showcase their design?
Yes, true. You're right because
don't they have to pay money in an ideal fashion event?
They pay in an ideal fashion.
Yeah.
To shock you, Paris Fashion Week, I was reading it some days ago, for a designer to come on board is almost like 17 million naira you have to pay to come on board.
Yeah, when you convert the hard currency.
To naira, and I was like, wow, I never knew.
No, it's a huge market.
I'm like, wow. So if they had 20 designers, which they have at least 50, because they'll pick from each continent.
Yeah, so you do the math,
and I was like,
you know what you're getting.
This is massive. I have been doing it for a while. I never knew it was that they pay that much. Same thing as London Fashion Week. That's like almost like 10 to 15. Hey.
Then what about TV rights?
Well, TV rights.
Those will come to cover the event. Don't they pay?
Most of them comes in as partners.
Okay.
But what we have been able to do with them is we tell them our content. If we are pushing it on your social media platforms, probably you have a traffic. We sign a deal with you on a percentage on it. So if you're having 1 million views on your YouTube, we have a cut in that any money coming in. So we run that as a revenue stream for us to.
But if you're just showing on traditional television,
that's just probably a one-off thing, and then people don't tend to. So that's just free. Even sometimes we even tell you we won't pay them to come.
yeah, most TV houses. What other revenue streams are available?
So I think for me, those are the major ones.
Okay.
The sponsors,
the
partners, tickets. In a world, in a good fashion week, the front row can go as much as 10, 20K just to be in the front.
Yeah.
And if you can have, let me say 70 or 100 of them, you can make some good money, and then to sort some other things. So I think for me, these are just the major ones: the ticketing, the TV rights, and then the sponsors.
Good. And fair enough. I think also that the television is critical to the success of your events, because sponsors want brand visibility, like you've identified.
Yeah.
And when you want to succeed with people, whether designers or exhibitors, or even some of those who will be coming as guests or patrons, you succeed more, in my experience with organizing events, you succeed more when you're able to lay before their eyes the amount of media coverage that you'll be getting. So in putting events together, I always set aside a quantum amount of money for media coverage, and I target media platforms that the potential
is high, they're credible
prospects that we're targeting, that they already have as audience. So when you're talking to people and you're saying, oh, we have partnership with 5 major national channels, 3 international channels, 4 national newspapers, 7 lifestyle magazines, 20 radio stations, 5 online platforms. Everybody wants to be seen. That's just the truth. Everybody wants to be visible. By the time you're giving them all of those layouts, they're already excited, okay, I'll be getting value for whatever money I put down for this. So I think next time, you should incorporate media partnership, media coverage. Even some media, you'll have to either get them to come on board by way of pro bono or media partnership, or you pay them some money or in kind. Whatever you're going to do,
they must come.
Media coverage must be part of your strategic plans. Now, I'd like to know the ancillary streams of income. Because for businesses to succeed in today's climate, the revenue stream must not dry up at any time. Your cash flow must keep flowing.
Consistent.
It must keep flowing. Now, fashion events can't be held every day. It will be held once or twice, or maximum 3 times a year.
Quarterly.
So what happens in between by way of revenue stream?
Do
you have that worked out?
For us as a brand, what we do is we are a media brand. So what we do is to use that time to grow every other part of the business. So we use that to grow the other part of the business, and that's where we have more time to train the models.
Which are the other parts of the business?
The modeling.
Okay, so now you have a modeling agency.
Yes.
Wow. So there's a spin-off.
Yes, from there, yes.
You have a modeling agency now.
Yes, so we have an agency. We train them regularly to prepare them for the fashion week. Because like I said, it's a virgin land. Some of them don't even know what to expect. So we have to prepare them ahead, play them videos, let them see what it entails to work on a big platform, and what it entails for them to also give their best on the runway. So we do a lot of that. And also we have the branding part is still very much existing, but it only goes off when we're having our fashion event. So then our clients are able to reach out to most of them. Okay, we are open for business again, so reach out to them. We do a lot of that, and then
you're still making money all year round.
Very well.
Whether there's an event
or not.
Yes,
we are still
working. You've been able to create a system whereby revenue is generated all year round from ancillary sources. Now, in closing, I know you have very big plans for this vision. Lay us into it.
Okay, one of our plans, our major
going forward,
is for us to have designers coming from every part of the world to come showcase in the city of Ibadan in our bridal fashion week.
We can't wait to have that.
We almost got one last year from Uganda, but he couldn't make it. He missed his flight. Kaidivo, very beautiful designer. But this year we are hoping to have more like the icebreaker, 1 or 2 should come on board, and then by next 2-3 years we want at least 5 of them. They should see Ibadan as a hub, as a market for them to come and also explore, enjoy, and also make their design known to the world. So that's one of our goals, to make the event acceptable internationally. Designers, more sponsors coming from international platform to come and say, I think there's a market here, because Ibadan is the biggest city, one of the biggest in Nigeria. So we have to just put things in place. So we are doing that.
That's the biggest.
It's the biggest. So we are putting that in place to make it international and for it to spread all around the world.
5 years from now.
5 years from now, I'm confident, and I believe so much in God that the brand would, I don't know, let's say will be 1,000,000 times better. Let me put it that way.
1,000,000 times
better. Yes.
Mr. Ademile.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you very much, sir.
And as we sip the wine, we're sipping the wine to the future.
Yes, sir.
That is looking so bright.
Yes, sir.
So bright that I promise you that on your next birthday, I'm going to buy you a sunshade.
Thank you very much for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
On that very hearty note, I'd like to call it wraps on the program today. Thank you so very much for being on the other side with us. Until we come your way, same time, same station, next time. Bye-bye.